Drivers include been forced to remain off main roads except completely required as a new snowing tempest approaches southern Scotland and northern England. A Met Office Space Succinic be produced alarm is now in location of 21 o'clock on environment before 5 o'clock on Thursday. Scotland's Transportation Secretary Humza Yousaf told the authorities would be proven to our range. An alleged 40,000 families skipped classes as on 300 schools were closed through Scotland on environment. The journey precautionary came following hundreds of drivers were twisted on Tuesday overnight on the major path among Scotland and England. Lot drivers were jammed for up to 11 several hours on the M74 in southward Lanarkshire and Dumfries and Galloway following HGVs locked the lanes. Mount Save teams were shipped to assist drivers captured in cars at Millbank and Beatwick, check they were hot and had appropriate supplies. In a declaration in the Scotch Parliament, Mr. Yousaf apologised to nobody who had been jammed on the M74 but told it was as a outcome of very stimulating facility, in insistent snowing at a standard how had not been seen for a quantity of year. He told the problems on the M74 had been inflicted by HGV's loser thrust in the icy facility. He as well announced how police force were upgrade their journey precautionary of standard 3 to standard 4 persons. How inexperienced tool how all journey should be avoiding on such components of the barrel way struck by the succinic precautionary exactly southward and southward west Scotland for the length of the succinic precautionary, he told. Journey facility are graduated at 4 persons levels by police force and transportation officials depending on the gravity of the weather. The Met Office space has forecasted insistent hard snowing, in journey intermittent potential on roads and a hazard how several vehicles and passengers could be twisted. Intermittent or cancellations are potential to railing and air journey. Several village communities are potential to be cut off and force intermittent are possible. Less than harsh amber warnings stay in location in snowing and ice prediction before Friday night in Scotland, Northern Ireland and the polar of England potential to be struck. On environment, thousands of school students skipped training session as on 300 Scotch schools or nurseries were close or partly close as a outcome of the weather. Scotch National Borders Justice told no schools would outdoor in its region on environment or Thursday, in 15,000 school students lacking training session and 26 schools were as well close Indiana Dumfries and Galloway, touching 4,000 students. In the Upland Justice region, almost 150 schools and nurseries were close or partly close, touching 15,000 school students. Almost 30 schools and nurseries were close in southward Lanarkshire and down there are as well a quantity of schools close in East Ayrshire, Stirling, Falkirk and Perth and Kinross. Night journey on the M74 was especially hard about intersection 12 in southward Lanarkshire south and among junctions 14 and 15 northerly. One motorist jammed on the northerly roadway of the METER74, Fergus McCann, told the restlessness of some drivers had done things worst. Human beings are in one queuing, later human beings are cut out and hard to go downward lanes how obviously are not for drive on. He's not a surprise party how thou receive a few 100 fathom downward the way and thou vision them cladding the incorrect path. Steve Harris became twisted on the M74 at 17:30 GMT and was yet jammed among junctions 11 and 12 more than rather than 8 several hours after. I've controlled to get out of my car a pair of times to extend my legs. The snowing is perhaps among 4 persons and 6 inches profound about the cars.